So if you guys haven't logged on in a couple days, well, there is the league that's ending tomorrow or on Tuesday, and there's also a global event ending tomorrow. So a lot of things that we need to do. If you guys notice right here, we haven't even started it, but we are going to be using one particular build, and I'll show you guys some gameplay right now of how the build works. Obviously, with this global event, you want to build that stack, right? The stack from the global event, and then you want to go cover to cover. It will cause like a big pulse, you want to say, and then that's when you want to go ham. And that's how you're gonna get a lot of your targets. Now there's some side bonuses you guys can do, like getting burned enemies, getting bleed enemies, disrupting enemies. A lot of different things you guys can do to help improve. You guys can see that we do have quite a ways to go on this global event. So we need, I think, about 45 or 50 stars to get the full track done. So that's what we're gonna be working on in this video. So that's what we'll be doing here. But this is the build that I will be using. As you guys see in the gameplay, it's working, it's very effective, and it's an update to the build we posted yesterday. So with the build, we decided to switch up the weapon a little bit. I went with one of my favorite talents right now, Preservation. Killing enemy repairs 10% armor over 5 seconds. Headshot kills improve your repair by additional 10%. So you could have a total of 20% armor repair, right? Now the Vector is very fast rate of fire, so it works good with Heartbreaker because it has the stacks. So we have weapon damage on your assault rifle, health damage, damage to targets out of cover, and then obviously preservation. We have crit chance, crit chance, crit chance, and then 20 round mag on this one. That's how we have this one set up, and it works great. For building a lot of the stacks pretty quick, I try to hit the headshot with the Heartbreaker set, and I use the rock and roll to build those stacks. And then obviously this just has perfectly extra. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna have 30 rounds in the mag. And this is really what I would use. These two always good to go with Striker or Heartbreaker. Now this is the build right here. It might be, you might see a little bit different. Before we had the Sokolov piece here, and obviously it really depends on how you want to play your build at the end of the day, right? Because yes, this is probably the metal piece for a lot of builds because it does have that damage targets out of cover, but you also have to remember if the enemy goes into cover, you lose that multiplicative damage right there. But that's just something to keep in mind. But this is probably the hardest hitting way to run this build. So we have the Coyote Mask, right? So we have weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, critical damage, and pack instinct. So we're gonna be within that 0 to 15 meters. So we should be getting that 25% crit damage at all times. Then we have the Heartbreaker chest piece with weapon damage, critical damage, and a critical damage mod. And obviously the 2-piece gives us assault rifle damage. 3-piece, that weapon handling is going to work really good with the FAMAS, keep it really steady. And Heartbreaker headshots apply pulse for 5 seconds, and then weapon hits on pulse enemies add that stack of 1% bonus armor and 1% damage to pulse enemies for 50 stacks. So 2 stacks are lost, but remember, we do have the chest piece talent, so it increases max stacks from 50 to 100. So I kind of like running like this, especially if you're only going to run 1.3 million armor. For the holster, we have our second piece of armor and critical hit chance. For the knee pads, we have the Fox pair knee pads. We have weapon damage, damage targets out of cover. So now we're going to have 18% damage to targets out of cover on the build, and we have 12% critical hit damage. For the gloves, we have armor, critical hit damage is a Heartbreaker. And then we are running the Heartbreaker backpack. So that's armor, critical hit damage here. Increases bonus armor gain per stack for the Heartbreaker from 1% to 2%. So I like this. It allows you to build that stack really fast. Now, if you go real quick, let's just see the stats. You can see we only have 37% crit chance. So what I need to do is I need to switch out a couple of these critical hit damage mods because I was running an SMG before and we actually swapped it out if you guys remember that build. So let's grab this, grab that right there. Let's do that too. So we're gonna grab that and we're gonna do critical hit chance mod. And that should put us pretty solid. So let's grab that. Let's see. 50, okay, almost 50%. I'll deal with that. And then 115% crit damage, 75% headshot damage. So ideally, this is how you guys want to run this build. So this is the build right here. And then for the skills, I'm running Defender Drone and I am running the Jammer Pulse. But the good thing about it, you can run the Banshee Pulse, Jammer Pulse, a lot of different things you guys can do with this, really up to you. So we're actually gonna put the Banshee Pulse on. I just feel like that gives me some survivability. So what we're gonna do now is get into some more gameplay. Now I will tell you that this build literally cleared everything out in about, I wanna say 4 hours. So I started about 1 p.m. Eastern time. I finished about 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Pretty simple to do. Remember that there are certain challenges. You do get 1 star for every level, so that helps out too. But I'll actually show you exactly how many stars I was able to complete. But some of them are super easy to do. Just remember, the trick to getting the pulse is once you have that full stack, cover to cover, and then what you'll do is you'll transfer that stack, and then you can hit the weak points or kill the enemy. And that's going to be your best bet. As you guys see here, we just pulsed because we did the move cover to cover, and then we just shred the enemies. And you know what's even really cool is when you chain this together with the gunner specialization. So say if you go to cover, and then you pop out the gunner class, and then you start those kills. It's so cool to use. So definitely try that out if you guys haven't. I had some gameplay, couldn't find it, wanted to show you. It was actually pretty cool. So just something for you guys to keep in mind when you guys are actually doing this. But yeah, this is the build. This is the one that I used to get through the whole global event, and you're actually gonna see us complete it in this control point. So this control point right here is where I got the final, I think the final couple stars that I needed, and I just ran this. I love the survivability from the FAMAS and having that talent on it. But yeah, you can 100% run a lot of different talents, and that's something that you just need to really figure out with your playstyle. Some people might want more damage. Some people might not feel like they have enough damage or they don't have enough survivability. It's really up to you. But when you're running the Heartbreaker set, remember there is a lot of damage, and the survivability in there is there if you can keep your stacks up. So that is key. Like you got to play it certain ways. You can't just always be in front of the enemy just trying to face tank them. Sometimes you got to get in cover. You got to regroup. You got to pop that med kit and then make your move or get a kill so that talent can really take effect. So just something for you guys to keep in mind when you guys are running this build. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Now I'll tell you, out of all the solo builds that I put out in the past, I would say this one ranks probably number 3, I would say, for survivability. I would say at number 1 is probably going to be that Striker. It's kind of like my go-to right now. I love it. And number 2 is going to be the Old Faithful, the Hunter's Fury set, because that set is non-stop pure destruction and just a lot of fun. And then this one is up there too, right? So if you're looking for tanky survivability that builds that still hit hard, well, this is going to be it for you guys. So if you guys have any questions, remember, if you guys don't have the Foxperry knee pads, well, you could run the Fenris, you could run the Grupo. You could literally switch it out. The numbers are all going to be pretty close, except for, obviously, if you guys do the testing, you'll notice Foxperry does win. But overall, it's not going to be make or break a build if you don't have every piece. So that's always what I try to tell people. Make sure you don't stress too much about the exact pieces. You can definitely work your way to getting those pieces and slowly get up there. But yeah, I did this. I was surprised. Global event in under 4 hours, I would say. I just got on today, haven't even logged into the division to really play it, and was like, you know what, let me do it. And I just released this build. I was like, let me make some tweaks to it, because the build was an older build that I used on the main channel. And I was like, you know what, let's update it for the global event, and it worked just as I thought it would. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any recommendations, hey, let me know. You know, I'm always, I like to hear what other people, how they tweak this type of build. Like, everybody likes to run their build a certain way. And I want to know what talents you like. Do you like more DPS talents? And one thing I will tell you is watch this survivability right here. Like, I'm literally getting blinded, getting shot, still able to survive. I pop out the gunner class, build my stack. Look at that. Oh, but couldn't kill him. I'm stuck with this. I get it to cover, somehow pop a med kit, and I'm able to get out of here. Well, what is even more impressive is, you guys gotta remember, I had just got a kill before that. So that's kind of what kept me up, because of the talent on the weapon. And then I'm good right here, right? And now I can build my stack up. So that's just something for you guys to see. Like even in sticky situations, you can get out. But hey, we all die in this build. You will die. Like, nothing's God proof. So just for you guys to keep in mind. But yeah, look, we're going to finish off this boss right here. Once we finish him off, you're going to see that it's going to say all rewards unlocked. What does that mean? We completed the full global event in 1 day. Like, I was able to do it. Like, we'll see right here. I'll see you in a second. What I'm going to do is, once I kill these 2 guys, is I'm going to go collect the convoy that was out there waiting for me that we finished. And that'll give us our final point. As you guys see here. There you go. And that's it. Resource combo intercepted. We leveled up. So that gave us our final star. We were at 49 out of 50 that we needed. And boom, there we go. So we have the star, and then you're going to get all the notifications at the top. All rewards unlocked. So now I can claim the final exotic. And like I said, we completed it. If you go to Shade Expo, we have 50 stars right here. Over here, all complete. The final two, just claim these exotic caches. Now, one other thing I need to do is make sure I go claim the exotic caches from, what's it called? From the base. So you want to make sure you go back to Washington, D.C. and make sure you guys do that. So spend those credits because your stars do not carry over to the next season, well, the next global event. So whatever you earn here, if you don't use that for anything, like I'm not going to play the global event anymore. I was just doing it to knock this out for you guys so you guys can see it. But obviously what you guys want to do is make sure that you guys head over here once it loads up. Go over here and spend your global event. I think it's 20 for an exotic cache. Yeah, so I don't have enough space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up both those. Oh, I don't even have the exotic caches. They went to my library. So let me open this up real quick. Let's get this out the way real quick. All right, so nothing I want. So I'm just gonna use it for materials. Okay, what I wanna do here is I'm gonna spend my money on this one, 2, and then I have 10 left. So I can get a name item cache if I want, which I probably will. And that's it. And I only have 2 credits left. So it's really up to you guys what you guys want to do. This is the build I was using as I explained at the very beginning of the video. A great build to do this, going from cover to cover, has a lot of survivability. I switched it up from what you saw in the previous video. So if you guys want to follow this one instead of that one, hey, have fun. Remember, you can mix match these builds however you want. You can tweak them, you can play with them, whatever you guys need to do. You guys can do that, right? So I don't need any of this. So I'm just gonna use it for the exotic components. So we'll take those 2 exotic components. And that's it, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions on the build itself. But that's all I'm gonna be. That's gonna wrap this global event up. So there you guys go. We finished it in a few hours, if that. I was off on. I was enjoying my Sundays. So you know what? Let me get on. Let me knock these out. And you saw we got 10 stars here, 9, 6, 8. And then we just got the rest of the stars just from leveling up. And you guys can definitely get this knocked out pretty quick. So if you guys have any questions on this, let me know. Pretty simple to do. Hopefully this helps you guys out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, nothing but skills out.